My favorite part of Hope Prep would have to be the field trips. We went on some amazing journeys.
I just want to say that Boys Hope, Girls Hope need to stay in business as long as they can, because I think it's a good place for kids to learn the meaning of life.
You need to actually care about yourself and have this sense of accountability when it comes to being a part of Hope Prep.
It's an exciting time for our organization because we are growing rapidly to meet the needs that we've had for quite some time at Boys Hope, Girls Hope. Due to financial support that's been built over years, we're at a place in time in our organization where we can truly take a leap and really be able to provide more programming more often, more specific to what our scholars need to be successful.
This is a very special story that's unfolding for these young people. They will have opportunities that none of us have ever been dreamed of. Hi, my name is Tim Grady. I serve as Executive Director here at Boys Hope, Girls Hope. I've been here for almost 10 years now. It's been a lot of fun to see our organization grow. As you probably know, or as you might know, Boys Hope, Girls Hope started more than 40 years ago down in St. Louis, and more than 30 years ago here in Northeastern Ohio. We have a pretty special story. We serve young people from complex home situations compounded by poverty. And the way we do that is by creating lasting relationships and opportunity.
Boys Hope, Girls Hope is a 10-year commitment that we make to motivated students in Northeast Ohio, both in Cleveland and Akron. They're nominated by schools. We interview and accept an incoming class of 6th graders. We help inspire and motivate them to be successful, to achieve their goals.
And they live with us in the residential program throughout middle school, throughout high school, and then we stick with them until their career begins. Often that means as they go through college. About 10 years ago, we initiated a non-resident or community program that we now call our Academy. That program offers young people hundreds of opportunities over 7 years to come out to our campus of Hope here in Garfield Heights and really discover a home away from home, where we push them and empower them to reach their full potential through a series of programs that happen after school, in the evenings, on the weekends, and in the summer. We serve about 175 kids. We're on our way to well over 200. And we're very proud of the idea that this isn't just an after-school program or a place where you can be safe. While it is that, it really becomes a family and a community for the young people who get involved, and their families as well.
They have the house parents, they have mentors that come in, they do that. There's this whole group of people that are there to support these kids as they grow up and go to school and get their degrees. And
it's complicated, it's unique, but at the end of the day, it's about relationships for young people. The team that I work with here at Boys Hope, Girls Hope, mission-driven folks who come here with one single goal. We want to create opportunity for young people where it didn't exist, and we want to help change the course of their life for the better.
I really fell in love with the organization, with the kids, the whole mission, taking these high potential kids that just came from bad environments and bad situations, and really giving them a home and letting them flourish. And you could see what's happening here. It's exciting.
When we started to do that more and more over the past 10 years, not just through our homes, but through this idea of what if young people could come to Garfield Heights after school on the evenings and during the summer on the weekends, and we could create like a very special place for them. What would we do? What would it look like? And each time we had another scholar come here, and each time we created an opportunity, we realized they wanted more. And each time they took advantage of that opportunity, they helped us create more. So we began to find more friends throughout the community who wanted to invest in these young people who were determined to reach their potential and grow and be a part of this. So we went from doing our programs in a converted garage on the back of our property and a small community room, which was originally put in place for our resident scholars, to looking for other places in the community to run our program. But we kept running into the same thing. Our community valued place. We wanted to be together in one place. So by the grace of God, in the backyard of our property, our campus of Hope, a grade school and a gymnasium sat empty. They closed 10 years ago. While we had no use for the grade school, it was an aging building that needs a lot of work. There was a gymnasium that we were able to acquire last year, and through a project, which really I often call like a dream come true, and our scholars are just, as their eyes are as big as mine these days watching it emerge from the ground. We're putting an addition of about 10,000 square feet onto this gymnasium. So when it's complete, I love to talk with our scholars and say, you have a third place coming your way soon. You have home, you have school, and now you have the Rajan Center. There is no other place like this. It's a community center. It's got elements of a home. It's got cloaked, veiled elements you'd find in a school. So we don't want you to feel like a classroom, but you're gonna be learning in a large room. There's porches, there's common spaces, there's places to sit and read. There's a living room, there's a cafe area, there's a gymnasium, there's a fitness room. And it really sets a new story in motion for Boys Hope, Girls Hope, because we now have an asset that the greater community of Garfield Heights can also begin to use for other activities and opportunities.
This has been a long-standing goal to have this open and really transform what we're able to provide for our scholars. For me personally, it's what I was looking for my whole career, a state-of-the-art building that can hold over 200 students with a brand new art room, state-of-the-art STEM lab and maker space, to be able to provide direct guidance on specific lanes and avenues for careers, to be able to expand what we do, the fitness activities, the therapeutic activities, the art, performance, digital. I think you can feel my excitement. I think we're really excited here because the possibilities of what we'll be able to provide now, not on our own, but with help through the community and partnerships that we're building on a daily basis.
You know, there's really three groupings of people that help make this project happen. The first is our scholars. So a lot of times I'll tell our scholars that you built this building through your hard work, because if not for our young scholars and their successes, we wouldn't really have a story to tell others. And so watching them grow and thrive and succeed, we were able to take their stories of success, but also the opportunity that we saw to do even more and go out into the community. So that's a really key group. The next group of stakeholders are investors. So we have a remarkable board of directors here at Boys Hope, Girls Hope. And this board of directors understood very clearly what I just shared about our scholars. And they went out to the community with me and sought investment. And so we said, you know, here's these young people who are doing wonderfully, but they've found a place in a community that will help them thrive and grow. We need to create a home away from home for them. The next group of people are the folks that help to make this building a reality in terms of the nuts and bolts, like literally. So this was the architect. We worked with DLR Group. They recognized that we're on a campus of century-old homes. And so they were able to design something that complemented that, but also had a modern look. We then looked for a general contractor who could do this project for us, and knowing that we were on a budget, we still wanted to have a really high quality facility that will last for many years. So the Albert M. Higley Company was hired to be the general contractor on this building because they understood what we do here. And while they take on very large projects around town and in the region, they wanted to see this project be successful. And they also understood that there were folks in the community who would be willing to donate materials, donate labor and time, and the relationship between the architect, the builder, and Boys Hope, Girls Hope has been terrific because everyone stayed focused on the mission.
Tell me about Tim. Tell me about his leadership.
Oh, Tim, all I can say about Tim is he is the perfect executive director for this organization.
Tim is quite a guy. He's got story after story after story of success stories that are exciting for me to be part of.
He's an executive director with a relentless amount of energy towards achieving the mission of Boys Hope, Girls Hope, not for himself, but for the scholars here. His commitment, I think it trickles down throughout the entire organization.
Every decision he makes, it's for the kids. You can just see it on the campus. The kids respond to them. Boys Hope, Girls Hope is super lucky to have Tim Grady here, and I hope he stays here forever.
There seems to be a group of professionals that have bought all in to giving their time, their energy, their skills, to working together to truly expand on something that's been going really, really well here for a couple of decades. Our goal is to be best in class. So we are building day by day, week by week, and it's only something that can be done through the support of the community. The community has invested in us, they're supporting us, and now it's time for us to take that next step as an organization, open up the Rajan Center, and then continue to grow.
The role I have as executive director is it's a very privileged role in our organization. And I say that in the sense that I have the wonderful opportunity to share with our investors what I get to witness. So I am so lucky because I get to see our young people with their biggest wins and sometimes their biggest losses, but they're always a part of a community that's rooting for them. And I take that privilege very seriously because people are investing money and time here, and we want to always make sure that we're delivering on their investment, but more importantly for our scholars. So Boys Hope, Girls Hope started because there were folks in Northeast Ohio that believed we needed to have a place for our young people who didn't have access to opportunities they needed. And that's how Boys Hope, Girls Hope came to pass, and that's how it came to be here. And for 30 years, the community continues to say, through their checkbooks, through their volunteering, through their promotion of our work, through supporting our scholars in different ways, our community needs a Boys Hope, Girls Hope. So why do I think it should continue? I can't imagine a community in Northeast Ohio without a Boys Hope, Girls Hope, because we constantly and continue to see a growing need for opportunity for our young people. We don't serve every child. We serve a very particular young person who's full of possibility, potential. They're good young kids who want to work hard. They just need someone to give them their turn at the plate. And that's what we do.
Personally, I think I can relate to almost every scholar here in the walk that they've been through. As a young man that grew up in East Cleveland, I moved 5 times in 6 years in elementary school. I struggled. My mother struggled. My father was absent. But what I had was mentors. I was a motivated student, just like our scholars, but I had opportunities. I know personally, I don't know where I would be without the organizations like Boys Hope, Girls Hope that helped me when I was just a struggling young man who loved school, who loved to read. One thing that we do extremely well is we provide motivated students with that bridge and that lift to be able to take their dreams and make them really focus into goals to make those goals reality.
There's story after story where kids have gone through the program here, lived here on campus, gone to college, graduated from college successfully, and now living very, productive lives. And most of them are giving back to the community in some way or another too. So I can't think of a better way that you could put your donation money is to give to something like that. You can talk to any of the kids, and you understand why you're giving. So
Boys Hope Girls Hope is privately funded. We depend on the contributions of the community. A lot of times people think that means I gotta write a check, and the answer is yes. We would love for our supporters to write a check, but more so, we need folks to come here and spend time with our scholars as mentors, as tutors. We run a very small but efficient operation. We're always looking for folks to help us cook the meals for the scholars, even to help us with our landscaping a couple times a year and spread mulch to make this beautiful campus a really wonderful sanctuary for our young people.
If any individual would come down here and just spend an afternoon here after the kids get out of school and see what happens in the academy program, the kids who live in the house, and it's really a family. It's a very loving, supportive organization, and all I can say is you can feel the love by coming down here and just experiencing it, and I encourage anybody to do that.
To learn more about Boys Hope Girls Hope, visit www.bhgneo.org.